It's Classics 107.9. Time for our daily check-in with our dear friend, Dr. Monique Gary. Good afternoon, Doc. Are you staying cool out there?
Good afternoon. Yes, indeed.
Ooh, it's humid out there today.
It's beautiful, though. I'll take it. I'll take it over the cold, and I know that much for sure. But my garden loves the weather. My little peach tree is loving it. I got a baby peach tree.
Oh, okay.
It's peaches with a Z.
You know what? You named your tree. All righty then. Doc, I'm not even going to tap on that one. On a serious note, a lot of us have other health issues besides COVID-19, especially in the African American community, and we are finding that a lot of our doctors are seeing us virtually. What is the best way to talk to your doctor to get pertinent answers when you visit them in that fashion?
So this is really something, that this pandemic has made us now have to go virtual. So we're having telemedicine visits with your doctor, and it's not always a bad thing. I've had a lot of patients tell me that they felt like, they got a lot of attention and a lot of questions were answered because you're captive, to that patient and to that doctor. And it's a really kind of intimate conversation. But I do have some tips for everybody so that you can maximize your telehealth appointments with your providers. And the first thing is that you really want to make sure you find a quiet place. So, you don't want to be outside on your porch. If you have a dog or a loud pet or loud children, you got to try to find an area that's a quiet place with some good Wi-Fi, because some of the platforms that we use are really dependent upon your Wi-Fi signal, and they're not as strong and as clear as some of the other virtual platforms like Zoom, for example, which is not a protected platform. So the one that my health system uses requires a lot of bandwidth. So finding a quiet place is a good thing to do. The second thing I tell my patients is to have your questions written down, because if you're kind of racking your brain and trying to think, it's hard to think of the questions on the spot. But if you already know that, okay, I'm checking in with my doctor because of my diabetes, then I've got some questions written down. Or if you have a complaint that, I have a sore throat, you got some questions already. Number 3, tell your doctor everything, but ask before you show something. So, before you go showing the rash, the problem, other potential areas of your body, you want to make sure that you talk to that doctor and find out if it's okay to show those areas, because the exam is limited in a telemedicine setting, and you don't want to reveal too much in a space that might not be protected for you.
That's a very good point. Could you imagine pulling down your pants and Doc, I got a bump right here, and you don't want anyone seeing that?
Well, and people have, and there's a lot of funny memes going around the internet right now about gynecology appointments and others, and just tell your doctor everything, but don't show your doctor everything. Ask before you show it.
Okay.
The next one is you want to make sure that you keep good notes of how you feel. Always get a copy of your record. So, you're talking to the doctor and they say, okay, well, I'm going to order this, or we're going to be due for such and such, your mammogram, you're due for your colonoscopy in a few months. Write it somewhere where you can remember. And the last thing is that if you have a symptom, if you're calling your doctor to screen for whether or not you should do something further, always ask what the next step is. So if you have a sore throat, they say, okay, I'm going to call you in a prescription. Then you have to follow up, say, okay, but then what? What should I look out for at home? What if that doesn't work? What is the next thing? So that if it doesn't work, or if you're not getting relief, I need to go to urgent care, or there's going to be another prescription we'll try. But don't just take everything at face value. You want to make sure that you ask about what is coming next for you, because you got to be our eyes and our ears at home. And, so you got to learn your body. And that's my message to everybody, is just get in touch with your body, because at home, you're it. You're what we see and what we hear. And so we need to hear from you as accurately as we can. And we're here for you. Your doctors are still seeing you. They're still caring about you. And the health system is broken, yes, but the doctors really do want to see the best for our patients. So that's my advice to everybody during this quarantine, because telemedicine consults are not going anywhere.
They're going to be here for the very near future, for the very far future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Dr. Mo, we can't thank you enough. Again, we love you so much. Thank you for calling with that valuable information, because that is the new world that we're living in. Telehealth. That's a word I've never heard before.
Yep.
But there you go.
Here. Well, thank you for having me. It's my favorite time of day. I love you guys. You can follow me on social media, Dr. Monique Gary, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and the new YouTube channel. I'll talk with you guys tomorrow.
Peace and blessings to you.